just coming to settle, maybe forming an intention. We're going to do this practice. And after we've settled, grounded ourselves, we're just going to be curious about thoughts, noting thoughts, backtracking. So we're just going to have a really light practice with the thoughts. So just coming to settle, maybe breathing in, stretching out the body. As you breathe out, letting the belly and the chest relax, the shoulder blades drop down the back, but just keeping a bit of alertness in the spine. And then just bring your attention to the breath. Becoming aware of the in-breath and the out-breath. You're being aware of the belly rising as you breathe in and the belly dropping as you breathe it out. Be aware of the chest as the ribs expand and the sternum lifts on the in-breath and contracts on the out-breath. Being curious about the shoulders. Do they move? How do they move as you breathe in and breathe out? And then just taking your attention to your nostrils. Becoming aware of the cool air as it enters and the warm air as it leaves. And you just got your focus attention just on one spot. With the mind wanders, just going back to the nose, to the movement of the air, the nostrils. And then just extending your awareness to the whole breath. As the cool air enters the nose, the belly lifting, the chest expanding, shoulders moving. As you breathe out, the belly dropping, the chest contracts, shoulders returning to their original position. Just following the breath like a wave, inviting the breath in and letting it go. Every time the mind wanders, just coming back to the breath. And then maybe using words like I know I'm breathing in, I know I'm breathing out, or counting to 3 or 4 in the in-breath, 3 or 4 in the out-breath. If it works for you, maybe just lengthening the breath slightly so the in and the out-breath are about the same as each other. The mind wanders, just coming back to the breath. If you do this practice, maybe the thoughts just slow slightly. Maybe there's space between the thoughts. Just accepting whatever comes up. Sometimes it might feel like the thoughts are speeding up. That's okay. It's just how it is at the moment. So we're possibly just lengthening the breath slightly. So the in-breath and the out-breath are about the same length. Counting to 3 or 4. The in-breath, 3 or 4 in the out-breath. Or maybe saying words like, I know I'm breathing in. I know I'm breathing out. And then maybe just bringing your awareness, particularly to the out-breath. Noticing what happens in the body with each out breath. Maybe there's just a slight sense of relaxation. Maybe it's as if the awareness is just dropping into the body. And then just letting go of any regulation of the breath, the counting and the words. Still being aware of the breath. So maybe it's as if you're breathing in through the feet, up to the head, and then from the head down to the feet. And as you do that, just scanning the body, just noticing how the body is at this moment in time. Not judging it, not being critical, just being aware of all the sensations within the body. And then maybe becoming aware, is there parts of the body that you feel particularly connected to the ground, maybe the feet or the lower body? Sense of just being grounded. Maybe giving you a sense of safety, security. Maybe just finding a place in the body, a place that feels grounded and safe. And from this place, maybe just checking in with the environment. Is there anything that threatens you at this very moment in time? Or can you be sitting here at peace? Being aware, grounded and safe. Maybe a sense of peace at this moment in time, whatever else is going on, just this point in time. Maybe then just connecting with something that you have a sense of gratitude for, or something that you appreciate in life, and just bringing that to mind. Just seeing how it feels when you bring this thing to mind. That sense of appreciation or gratitude. Also becoming aware at this moment in time, the body's been held by the ground and gravity, the body can breathe itself. We have everything we need. Our basic needs are being met. This moment in time, we can be content. Whatever else is going on in our life, just as we sit here, maybe seeing we connect with a sense of contentment. And maybe bring to mind someone, animal that you have some connection with, maybe a sense of love and at least connection. Maybe being aware of maybe their feelings towards you or yours to them. Just seeing again if you can connect with a sense of love. And as we sit here, maybe that sense of being at peace, contentment and love. We can feel safe and secure as we move into the practice. So we're just going to rest the mind in the midst of everything. So just allowing thoughts, sensations, feelings just to pass through. Like watching clouds passing over the sky, knowing there's that vast space behind. They just arise, they pass, and they go again. Sensations arise, display, and then go. That's the feelings. If you find your mind wandering, as the minds do, you've got caught up in thinking, just use the breath, just a light touch on the breath. So not putting our whole attention on the breath, just a light touch, like an anchor, just helping us stay in the present. And each time the mind wanders, as minds do, just coming back to the breath. Find you're caught up in thinking, just gently using the breath just to come back to the present. Still with open awareness, allowing thoughts, sensations, feelings just to come and go. Are you present? Allowing thoughts to go. Have you got caught up in thinking? You're caught up in thinking, just coming back to the breath. And maybe now, just being curious. Just being curious about what thoughts pop up. So you're not going to get caught up in thinking about things, caught up in analysing them. Just that curiosity. What pops up in the head? Have you got habitual patterns? Same thought or same type of thoughts popping up. And just observing the thoughts, just noting them. You might just name them, categorize them, and then just letting go. You're not getting caught up and thinking about them. Just being aware of what comes up for you. We're just noticing what thoughts popping up in our heads. Caught up in thinking, just coming back to the breath. But just being curious, having that open curiosity. And then maybe just for a couple of minutes, just seeing if you can follow a thought. So when it comes up, you find you starting to think, see if you could just observe where the thought goes. Not for too long, but just see what happens if you're observing the thought. This tends to need a very gentle touch. Otherwise, if you start really concentrating on it, the thought tends to dissipate. So just a very gentle touch of curiosity. Where does the thought go? How does it develop? When a juicy thought crops up and you start thinking, just seeing if you can observe what happens, how that thought develops, where does it go? Just noticing the often very tangential pathway our thinking takes. Just being curious. And after 20 or 30 seconds, just coming back to the breath, coming back to the present, so another thought pops up that grabs your attention. And then we're just going to move on to a third stage of just being curious about our thinking. This is exploration. So again, we're just going to rest the mind as we have done. But next time you find you've got caught up in thinking, just seeing if you can backtrack. So when you become aware that you've had the stream of thinking, seeing if you take it to the step beforehand. How did that thought come about? And what became before that? And maybe you need to take it back to the initial trigger. We're just backtracking. You find you've caught up in thinking. Just seeing if you can work backwards along the stream of thinking, even to the beginning where it was initially triggered. And then just coming to rest the mind again, amidst the present. Maybe just recognizing that we're not our thoughts, and that we may not have control of the thoughts arising, but there are things we can do about managing thoughts once they have arisen. We don't have to get caught up in thinking.